Gervonta Davis has once again found himself in the midst of controversy, both in and out of the ring. The undefeated boxing champion recently made headlines after being taken into custody following the events surrounding his fight against Lamont Roach and additional legal issues that continue to plague his career. His return to court put him in a precarious situation, as he narrowly avoided jail time following yet another legal violation. Despite the setbacks, Davis remains a dominant force in boxing, but his future in the sport is now uncertain. The highly anticipated bout against Lamont Roach had already been one of the most talked about fights of the year, with many labeling it as controversial even before the final bell. Throughout the fight, tensions ran high, and fans closely analyzed every moment. However, what followed the match led to an uproar that extended far beyond the ring. Many spectators, analysts, and boxing enthusiasts believed that Roach had been wronged, not only through the way the fight played out but also in the final decision that declared Davis the victor. The controversy surrounding the match grew when reports emerged suggesting that Davis had an unusual amount of influence over the referee's decisions and the overall ruling. The uproar escalated further when the New York State Athletic Commission reviewed the fight but took no action to overturn the result. This left Roach and his supporters frustrated, as they believed they had substantial evidence proving unfairness. As speculation mounted, a leaked audio recording surfaced, seemingly supporting allegations of misconduct during the match. This recording intensified suspicions among fans, as it hinted at potential corruption within boxing organizations, further fueling speculation about favoritism toward Davis. Though Davis himself remained relatively silent in the immediate aftermath, he later made a statement suggesting that there was more to the situation than the public realized. He subtly hinted at deeper issues within boxing's governing bodies, leaving many to wonder whether he was acknowledging the controversy or trying to divert attention away from it. While Roach has continued to push for justice in what he believes was an unfair decision, Davis has remained focused on his legal battles, which have added another layer of complexity to his situation. His confidence in his victory, despite the storm of criticism, has only raised more questions about the fairness of the bout. This latest scandal has put a spotlight on the inner workings of the sport and has led many to debate whether certain fighters receive preferential treatment. Adding to the tension, Lamont Roach Jr. has refused to accept defeat quietly. Even after his appeal to overturn the decision was denied by the New York State Athletic Commission, he has not relented in his quest for a rematch. Many expected Roach to let the issue go and move on, but instead, he has doubled down, publicly calling out Davis and demanding another fight. His determination to set the record straight has kept the controversy alive, drawing continued attention to the circumstances surrounding the bout. Roach's persistence has not gone unnoticed. The ongoing dispute has led to intense exchanges on social media, with Roach engaging in verbal battles with other fighters who have come to Davis' defense. One such fighter is Lorenzo Simpson, a close associate and supporter of Davis. Simpson has publicly backed Davis, dismissing Roach's claims and stating with confidence that Davis would easily defeat him again in a rematch. In response, Roach has shown his unwavering belief in his own abilities by placing a bold $250,000 bet, daring Simpson to match it. This public challenge has further fueled speculation about a potential rematch and has kept fans deeply invested in the unfolding drama. The intensity of the situation reached new heights when Roach took to Instagram to make a statement about his performance in the fight. In his post, he reflected on his showing against Davis, arguing that he had proven himself as a legitimate pound-for-pound talent and that his performance warranted a rematch. He expressed his frustration over the outcome and made it clear that he would not back down until he had another opportunity to face Davis in the ring. His bold declaration sent a strong message to both fans and boxing officials, reinforcing his determination to continue fighting for what he believes is right. Roach's confidence in securing a rematch is largely based on key moments from the fight, particularly the ninth round, which became a major talking point. During that round, Davis took a knee, an action that many saw as a clear sign that Roach had gained the upper hand. However, Davis was quick to downplay the moment, insisting that he had slipped due to a combination of sweat and hair grease affecting his vision. While some accepted his explanation, others believed that Roach's aggressive offensive strategy had forced Davis into a vulnerable position. This single moment has continued to spark debate, with fans divided over whether it was a turning point in the match that should have led to a different outcome. While the controversy in the ring has dominated headlines, Davis has also been dealing with significant legal troubles that have further complicated his career. A Baltimore judge recently ruled on a probation violation related to a hit-and-run incident that left 4 people injured, including a pregnant woman. The case had already drawn widespread attention, and Davis' latest violation only added to the scrutiny surrounding his off-the-ring behavior. Though he managed to avoid additional jail time, his probation was extended by 18 months, and he was ordered to make a $1,000 donation to the Community Assistance Network. The violation in question occurred when Davis traveled without proper approval. He had been granted permission for multiple trips, including visits to the U.S. Virgin Islands, but he was later spotted at a restaurant in Baltimore, which was not part of his authorized travel plans. Furthermore, his request to travel to Japan for his 30th birthday had been denied, which raised questions about his compliance with court orders. During the hearing, Judge Althea Handy made it clear that Davis needed to take his legal obligations more seriously, warning him that any further infractions could have serious consequences. Her decision to extend his probation rather than impose immediate jail time received mixed reactions, with some arguing that Davis had been given too many chances and that stricter consequences were necessary. As Davis attempts to navigate his legal challenges, speculation continues about his future in boxing. He has hinted that he may only have 3 or 4 fights left before retirement, which has led to increased discussions about his next moves. While a rematch with Roach remains a possibility, many believe that Davis will seek out a more lucrative fight before stepping away from the sport. Potential opponents such as Shakur Stevenson and Ryan Garcia have been mentioned as possible contenders for his final bouts. The prospect of a fight against Garcia is particularly intriguing, as Garcia is currently on his own path to solidifying his place in boxing's elite ranks. Before he can face Davis, however, he must first take on Rolly Romero in a highly anticipated fight scheduled for May 2. Should Garcia emerge victorious, he will then need to prepare for a bout against Devin Haney, assuming Haney wins his upcoming fight against Jose Carlos Ramirez. The results of these matches could significantly impact Davis' career trajectory, as he weighs his options for his final fights. Despite the ongoing speculation, Davis has remained uncharacteristically quiet in recent weeks. Known for his outspoken nature and tendency to engage in public trash talk, his recent silence has raised questions about what he may be planning. Some believe that he is carefully strategizing his next move, while others see his low profile as an indication that he is feeling the pressure of his legal battles and public scrutiny. Meanwhile, Roach and his team continue to push for a rematch, believing that the first fight left too many unanswered questions. Roach's promoter, Gary Jonas, has been vocal about his belief that the rematch will happen, and fans remain eager to see whether Davis will respond to the challenge. The boxing world is watching closely, as the potential rematch could provide the closure that many believe is necessary after the initial controversy. Ultimately, Davis' career and legal issues are now deeply intertwined. His ability to stay out of trouble will be a determining factor in whether he can continue competing at the highest level. While he has managed to avoid jail time for now, any future missteps could jeopardize his legacy and bring an abrupt end to his time in the sport. As the dust settles from his latest legal proceedings, all eyes are on Davis to see whether he will grant Roach the rematch he so desperately seeks or if he will move on to bigger fights, leaving the controversy behind. Whatever decision he makes, it is clear that his next moves will be closely scrutinized. The boxing world thrives on rivalries, and the Davis vs. Roach saga has all the elements of a classic, with both fighters eager to prove their worth. Whether in the courtroom or the ring, Davis remains one of the most compelling figures in boxing today. His journey has been filled with triumphs and setbacks, but his resilience has kept him at the forefront of the sport. The coming months will be crucial in determining the final chapter of his career, and fans will be watching closely to see how his story unfolds.